We will review the classification of plants and animals as well as five kingdom system. Biologists such as Ernst Haeckel, Robert Whittaker, and Carl Weiss have tried to classify all living organisms into broad categories called as kingdoms. And the classification Whittaker proposed five kingdom system. Hello student. Already we have seen how do organisms are classified. Here the chart which is seen in front of you shows classification of organism by five kingdom system. In that first is Monero, second is Protista, third is Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. We will see its classification according to organization inside the cell, means cell may be prokaryotic or eukaryotic. It may form from one cell or many cells. How the mode of nutrition, according to all these criteria, classification of organism is done, and that classification and their characteristic we will discuss now. Now about these five kingdom system, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia, how is organization inside of the body of the cell. Monera, these are prokaryotic. Protista, here Protista, these are eukaryotes. Some of them use appendages to move around, such as flagella, means whip-like structure. This structure is used for the movement. It is of actually cilia, that is hair-like projection, which is used for the movement. Fungi, their organization of the cell is eukaryotic. Nucleus in the cell is membrane bound. Plantae as well as Animalia, they are also eukaryotic cells. Now, about all those five kingdoms, we will see organization of the cells in the body. Organization of the cell in the body, in case of Monera, is unicellular. Protista are also unicellular, but Fungi, Plantae and Animalia, they are multicellular organization. Okay. Now we will see about their mode of nutrition. If you will see about Monera, some of them are autotrophs like blue-green algae, while others are heterotrophic. In case of Protista kingdom, so these are classified depending upon their organization in the cell, organization of the cells in the body, then mode of nutrition, that is how they obtain their food material, presence of cell wall, and thus we have seen their classification in five kingdom system. Now you can see here some figures from this five kingdom system. Here first figure that you can see the different examples of Protista. Here are some diagrams which are from the Protista kingdom. You are knowing about slime mold, amoeba, euglena and dinoflagellate. These are examples of Protista. Now we will see about the diagrams for fungi or examples of fungi group of organism. This is Aspergillus, and these all plants are around us. They may be higher or lower. Here some examples of Plantae are given. Now here you can see these are smaller plants or bigger plants, and these are examples of this planty kingdom. Here some are the animalia, that is animals. It may be sponge, sea anemone, then earthworm, it may be centipede, then planarian, fly, crab or crab spider. Here you can see sea gooseberry. So sea gooseberry means in this way there are different examples of animalia which have different size, shape, their habitat, and you can see these all examples. There are still many more of the animals around us on the earth. Fungi is also called as saprophyte because they grow over the organic material and survive on them. So, what is symbiotic relationship? Means if two organisms are living together for benefit to each other, then this relationship is called as symbiotic relationship. Some species of fungi live permanently in mutually dependent relations, and thus which is without specialized. Scientist Whitaker divided the kingdom Plantae further into groups on the basis of various criteria. 1. Presence or absence of well-defined plant body. Second, presence of special vascular tissue. And third, ability to bear seeds and enclosure of seeds within the fruit. So, in this chart, you can see the division of kingdom Plantae into Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. In case of Thallophyta, plant body is undifferentiated and only thallus-like body. Then differentiated plant body, they are included in Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. In Bryophyta, vascular tissues are absent, but in Pteridophyta, vascular tissues are present, but seeds are absent. Again, seed-bearing plant, third criteria, seed-bearing plants are two, that is gymnosperms and angiosperms. Gymnosperms have naked seeds and angiosperms seeds enclosed in the fruit. Now, again this angiosperm is divided into two classes. One is dicot, where seeds have two cotyledons, means seed can be broken down into two equal parts, and monocot means seeds have single cotyledon, means if they are broken then they are not divided into two equal parts. Plantae. Here you may have understood this classification, how these are classified depending upon organization of the body, then flowering plant, non-flowering plant, body organization means it is thallus or containing vascular tissues or not, depending on they are classified. Thus, the plant kingdom, it has the criteria of classification is that the components of the plant, whether they are distinct or not, presence of special tissues, that is vascular classes. So here you will see about these all cryptogame, phanerogame, bryophyta, pteridophyta, then angiosperm, gymnosperm, dicot and monocot. So we will see its criteria and a classification in the chart. So first of all we will see about what is cryptogame. Now here these Plantae which are mainly classified into two parts, means here cryptogame, phanerogame, that we will see in the chart, so that you will collectively understand the how they are differentiated from each other. Now criteria is components of plant, presence of special tissue, then presence of seeds and where they are found means which is their habitat and example. Thus we will classify these Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. This comes under the cryptogame. So first part in the chart which we are going to see is the cryptogame, and from that we are studying about three classes of the cryptogame, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta. Points in case of Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta. Now we will see about where they found and example. Now here you have seen that Thallophyta they found in aquatic environment or snow. They are aquatic plants. Now means here we have seen about Thallophyta, but in case of Bryophyta and Thallophyta they are terrestrial plants but need water for sexual reproduction, so called as amphibian of plant kingdom. In case of Pteridophyta, they are present on the land, that is they are terrestrial or present in dry areas. Now Bryophyta, that is example are means here moss, then liverworts, and for Pteridophyta you can give example of fern. But in case of Thallophyta you can see here example as Spirogyra, Ulothrix and Volvox. These are examples of Thallophyta whose body is thallus in nature. Here you will see some figures. Here it is the figure of Ulothrix, then Cladophora and Zara. These are examples of Thallophyta. We will see some figures or pictures of Pteridophyta. Here Pteridophyta example are Marsilia and fern. You might have seen fern at many places, it is present. On its leaves there are dot-like structures on the margin at the at the back side of the leaf. So this is all about Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Now we will see about Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. What are main differences in Gymnosperm and Angiosperm? As you know, we have seen already, Gymnosperms are non-flowering, Angiosperms are flowering plants. So here again we will see this was the main difference in Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. Now we will differentiate these both classes on the ability to produce the seed. The classification of the plant into means pteridophytes, as they are classified into Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. What are the cotyledons? Already we have seen means these Angiosperms are classified into two classes, two types again, that is monocot and dicot. So what is that monocotyledon and dicotyledon means cotyledon? The seed leaves in Angiosperms are called cotyledons. They turn green on the germination, are differentiated from each other. Here we will see about it. Now criteria for to each other. For this monocot and dicot, already we have seen those plants. This is means jawar or corn plant, and here bean plant they have taken. So see the picture clearly. You will observe that how are the leaves and how is their root, and their leaves, seed leaves also. Here seed, this is the seed of the corn or maize. Then here it is single seed on which there is seed coat, endosperm, then leaves of this monocot and dicot. Easily you will understand the meaning of their leaves, roots and cotyledons, venation. Okay, these are the differences between the dicot and monocot plant. Now, we will see about the kingdom Animalia. Now, what are the characteristics of Animalia kingdom? Animals, they are eukaryotic multicellular organism and that lack a cell wall. They are heterotrophs, therefore they rely on others for food. They have classification depending on body type, body design, coelom means body cavity, etc. Now we will see that how these are categorized depending upon the presence of body cavity. First you can see the words, keywords, that is coelomate. Coelomate means the organisms which have true body cavity or coelom. Then pseudo-coelomate. Pseudo means false. The organisms who have pseudo means false body cavity which is not true are called pseudo-coelomate, which is filled with the fluid. And acoelomate means they have no body cavity at all. Thus, these are classified into three main parts: coelomate, pseudo-coelomate and acoelomate. For example, now here if you will see the body of this earthworm, here if it cut, then you will see at the middle region of this organism there is body cavity. So this organism is classified under the coelomate category, means body covering, then from the ectoderm, then tissue layers, and inside of that there is body cavity. Means here middle is mesoderm layer, outer it is ectoderm and inside it is endoderm, and inside of that there is a body cavity or coelom, and thus that is digestive tract, and thus this is the example of coelomate organism. Now pseudo-coelomate, you can see this organism pseudo-coelomate where there is digestive tract, then this is looking like the coelom but it is not actually coelom. This is the space of the body where fluid get filled, so it is false cavity, false body cavity. It is not true body cavity, therefore these organisms are called pseudo-coelomate, and that false body cavity is called as pseudo-coelom. Now another about acoelomate. If you will see this flatworm, in this body of the flatworm, its body is cut. You can see that here is the digestive tract at the center. Outer side there is ectoderm, inside there is mesoderm. Tissue filled region is from the mesoderm. There is digestive tract from the endoderm, but body cavity is absent. There is no body cavity, hence such organisms are called acoelomate. So here now there are different phylums of kingdom Animalia. Already we have seen the criteria of classification, important characteristic of the animals. Now actually we are seeing how these animals are classified and how many phylums are there. So one by one we will study about the different phylums of Animalia.